Welcome back to the Take a Sip podcast. My name is Tito.
And I'm Leche.
And as always, Leche, what are you sipping on for this episode?
I am drinking some black coffee today.
Black coffee, nice.
Mm-hmm. What about yourself?
I'm also sipping on some homemade iced coffee. Temperature is rising, but I also drink iced coffee all year long, so it doesn't really matter.
-5 with a nice coffee at hand still.
I am that Bostonian, yes.
Mm-hmm.
You will see me with my large iced coffee in the middle of winter. Yes. But back to, last week we had our Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness episode. And during that time, since we pretty much just did a whole week on that, we found a whole bunch of trailers, gameplays, and other quick little news and tidbits that we've accumulated. So I'm kind of excited for this episode.
There's a lot to dive into.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah. A lot of topics.
Yes. The first one, unfortunately, is one we're both very not happy with.
Yeah, a lot of skepticism with it for sure.
Yeah. So we went back that few months ago, that Resident Evil was made a new show / movie. Welcome to Raccoon City.
It was a movie, yeah.
A movie. And I guess they're sticking with their guns because now we have an official teaser trailer for Netflix Resident Evil version.
This is a show. The Resident Evil that Netflix is making, it's a show. The movie wasn't associated with Netflix, so
no, I know it isn't. But the fact that Resident Evil is
making so much stuff, making,
it's trying to revamp everything that we know about it, even though it was going on such a good streak pretty much. But I get it, they're probably trying to change things up to be able to move forward with a specific storyline, because a lot of the characters we now know have either died or they're going a very different supernatural route that we've seen. And they've also done a whole bunch of remakes of their old games as well, so I don't know. I'm not so sure what they're fully trying to go with this. But the teaser, it's saying that it's 2032 or something like that. It's a little further into the future.
It's supposed to be I don't know, man. I don't know what year exactly, but it's supposed to take place within the same universe. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
And I think it's in the middle. What the fuck is going on?
So it's saying it's starting in 2022, New Raccoon City, 2022.
Right.
And then it's a progression of what we see these characters become in, or what the world has become in 2036. So I believe it's going to be a lot of backflashes and current and future type of things, one of those shows. So unless you're fully paying attention, you're not going to grasp every little detail that is happening.
Yeah, I think that what they're trying to do, unfortunately, is trying to modernize it.
Modernize it.
Yeah, modernize it too much, where it's going to be incoherent at the same time. It's either you stick to the original shit and just keep going off of what you guys are already done and just make it real life. Pretty much you guys have the fucking script and all that shit done for you. You just got to implement it correctly. Just execute it the right way.
Exactly.
Yes, you could do stuff like this, off tangent, but they're saying this is all happening within the same universe. And on top of that, they're, as we know from the video games, Welker, I forgot his name. Fuck already.
I think it's Welker.
Yeah, Welker. I hate putting in this perspective. So, saying it like this, and I'm not trying to be messed up or anything, but per the video game and movies previously, he's been a blonde white guy.
Yes, the doctor.
The doctor, yes. I mean, he technically turned into a fucking villain. He started as a soldier. Then, he was helping throughout and then became a villain and all that stuff because he got exposed to the virus and mutated and all that crazy shit happens in Resident Evil. But in this series, they made him black. Not like, again, I'm not trying to throw the race card. I'm not saying that it's bad because it's a fucking great actor, dude. It's Zavala, for fuck's sake. Come on, man. Like, I fucking love that guy. Like, I'm not denying that he's going to kill it, but it's just, it doesn't really go.
It doesn't match with what we know.
Are they going to explain it? If they explain it really well on why he's still alive or why he's, black now or something like that, then I'm fine. I'm down for it, dude. Like, fucking explain it to me. No, seriously. Like, I would genuinely learn. Like, I would be so interested because that would make this show 100 times better from zero. It's still zero. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, not completely
better. It would make it better if they explain some certain things like that. And supposedly he has daughters, and those are what's going off of the show. Those are supposed to be his daughters.
Yeah, and it also looks like that's the storyline we're following, the story of the daughters and how they came to be. You also said something about too, like they're trying to modernize it.
Yeah,
and we've seen how when they take a lot of these stories we already grew up with and they try to modernize it, it doesn't always work out.
I hate putting it like this too. It's cringy.
It is, because even look at how much
the Texas Chainsaw. That's a good example.
Yeah,
like the whole thing, like, oh, you're gonna get canceled, bro, if you do anything. Be like, oh no. Please.
And then he just proceeds to mow them all down, bro. Like, yeah, you could do it, but now when you're fully counting, oh, here's an iPhone joke and you're gonna go viral joke and that's gonna carry your movie. No, that's cringe unless you know you're doing a comedic horror movie. You got me? Kind of like a Scream movie. Those lines would have worked if it was like in a Scream type of movie.
Yeah, sure.
But going off with the Texas Chainsaw movie, there is actually there's a trailer, a game reveal trailer for a Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. It is said to be very similar to the Friday the 13th game, the one that we got with Jason Voorhees. That was my phone. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same creators that made the Friday the 13th game. Unfortunately, that game is no more.
I think servers went down on it.
Yeah, I think it's because of legal issues between the people who actually own the rights to
the franchise,
to the franchise and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I think it was like an unofficial game as well. Until
it was an official game. It's just, I think the two people that wrote it were in a dispute at the time. And they're like, no, like one was like, no, it's okay to have it. Another one's like, no, take it off. You get me? Like, nothing, to be associated, something like that. But they had to, by legal reasons, they had to stop and shut down the servers.
Especially,
they're like, fucking next game.
Yeah. But even still then, you get me? Like when people think like, when you ask, when you think of horror movie characters, who do you think of? Ooh, Freddy, Jason, Chucky.
The main three.
Like those are your main three. Like, yeah. And then like nobody, and even still then, not many people know. I mean, they probably know now because it has become very much more popular. But before that, the evil guy from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They don't know his name was Leatherface.
Yeah, most people didn't know his name was Leatherface. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't know it was Leatherface until it came out in Mortal Kombat 10.
10, yeah.
10. So imagine that. I grew up watching those films too with you guys. And
I definitely knew.
I never knew the name.
Yeah. Because I'm a big horror movie fan for sure. I knew the name of all these killers, dude, easily.
Yeah. But there's
most people didn't know most people like for the villain for fucking Scream, not fucking Scream.
Oh yeah, it's Ghostface. Yeah.
Yeah. Some people didn't fucking know that either. I'm like, yo, what? I mean, I guess, yeah. Like, why would his name be Scream?
Because he makes you scream before you die, before he shows that knife down your chest 30 times. But yeah, even with that, the game looks really very well done. I want to be surprised if they're also using Unreal Engine. Because even so, there's a little clip that shows the comparison between the game and what's the word? The inspiration they got from the film.
Yeah.
Because they set up a lot of the same scenic areas.
House. Yeah, it's
the same house.
It's the same setting from where the movie took place. Literally, they fucking almost
the original movie. They
made a copy paste of a freaking design that is insane to me that it looks that fucking good.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks like wow. Looks wow.
Yeah,
really in simplest terms, it looks really good.
It really does.
Yeah.
And again, if it is like a Friday the 13th type of thing, you get me? Like with Friday the 13th, it's a whole camp, so you can make different shacks, sheds, the place where you keep the boats, or like the shack where you keep all the sports stuff for like the extracurriculars. With here, there's not really that. We know the house, the barn, probably the gas station that they stop at.
I know the house has like a basement, has the upstairs. I know
which I wouldn't be surprised if even the basement had different tunnels that might lead to different areas that help him travel the house. Map.
Yeah, stuff like that. So it's actually interesting. Mm-hmm. And if it is going to be like the Friday the 13th that came out, I think it's going to be a success because that game was really good, dude.
Yeah.
At least I love fucking watching it. It was really freaking nice.
100%. And it's very terrifying too. Like
it's pretty scary.
Because it's one of those games where it's like you have no way to defend yourself but running and hiding and hoping your jukes are good enough to outrun the villain. So yeah.
What I'm thinking of, you know how in the original Friday the 13th game that they created, when you're more than halfway through, pretty much through the round, I think it's like 10-minute game or something like that. What's his name? Jarvis. What's his fucking name? Fuck.
Moving on from Texas Chainsaw, I know recently we spoke about two different games that were very similar to Smash Bros. The Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl and Multiverses.
Yep.
I mean, the Nickelodeon one, pretty straightforward. It's from Nickelodeon. That we've seen a couple times before. We saw it was like Reptar, SpongeBob Patrick, I think Larry the Lobster.
Canon characters.
Yeah. And recently they announced that they're doing like a DLC type of thing that's also going to bring on a couple of new characters. One we saw, I believe, was Jenny from My Life as a Teenage Robot, which, I mean, that one seems pretty obvious to be in a fighting type game when she was a teenage crime fighting robot in a way.
Yeah. Like it's so logical to throw that in there.
Yeah. We also see that we're getting Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life. Which also kind of seems like it would fit in that realm. I mean, we got SpongeBob and Patrick, and they're not really crime fighters, but it makes kind of more sense.
I mean, it is a Nickelodeon property, so anything that's under that umbrella that's under Nick is gonna be there. You get me?
True. It's just seeing characters that normally don't fight come into a fighting game and seeing what abilities they give them.
Yeah,
you get me? Like SpongeBob's bubble bomb.
Metaverse.
Yeah. And the more surprising one that I found very surprising and very funny, we're getting Hugh Neutron. Jimmy Neutron's dad is apparently going to be a playable character.
Yeah, because like, do we even have Jimmy in there?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised I would be very surprised if we didn't, if we got Hugh before Jimmy.
Yeah, that would That would be even funnier. I'll be like, wow, they included the dad before Jimmy.
Before the actual Jimmy. I'm just curious to see what he's gonna do. Like, is he gonna throw like hard-boiled eggs? Because I think that was a thing.
It was about ducks, yeah.
Or ducks. Oh yeah, his whole duck
fascination
thing
with ducks, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and if they're also going down this, I wouldn't be surprised if like Timmy Turner and like even his dad came in, because his dad was pretty fucking psycho.
Or Dinklebird.
Dinklebird would be funny.
That would be funny.
With like a fairy net gun or something.
Yeah. That or like one of the Fairly Odd Parents, like villains and shit.
Ooh, Juandísimo.
Yeah, like that. Something like that.
Well, he's not a villain, but like he was just one of those random characters that was there, always going for Wanda.
Yeah, what was the sergeant's name again? The big buff.
Oh fairy? God.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was in it as well.
Yeah. God, who was Surge? No, not Surge.
No.
I forget what it was, but yeah, I know the more human like fairy in that entire universe.
Yeah, the buff guy, literally the buff guy. Yeah, who knows, man?
I know. But I mean, yeah, so they're already getting their DLC as well, so that's pretty exciting that the game's doing that well, I guess, for them to be able to expand their universe,
their roster,
that's the word. And just recently we got, like I said, for Multiverses, we got some alpha game footage from IGN, showing some of the characters' abilities and how some of them might be working. I know some of them are going more as support characters, while they're all supposed to be like damage type characters.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. I mean, the main trailer as well, we recently saw that Superman and even the Iron Giant might be a part of this.
Yeah, might. He is confirmed to be in it.
Well, I mean, Superman makes more sense, you get me? But Iron Giant's a little bit more difficult when it's a giant going against miniature characters.
I'm pretty sure they made him
scale him down. Or unless they're doing like a story mode type of thing where he might be like one of the bosses you have to fight and get on your side. You get me? Because I know some fighting games always have like that little storyline.
Yeah, Smash is usually known. Pretty much all these games, not trying to say it like that, but they're trying to like rip off the success of Smash.
Yeah.
And put their own characters and twist into it. And out of both of these, Metaverse and the Nickelodeon All-Stars, yeah, I think Multiverse, dude, is probably one of the more unique ones, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It's more cartoony, but that's the point, though, right?
Yeah.
Literally the point.
And I mean, we've already seen they have like a massive roster as well from the Looney Tunes. We have DC, obviously, with Batman and Superman, Harley Quinn.
Even characters from Game of Thrones, bro.
Game of Thrones, yep. We have Arya Stark. I know we have Adventure Time. And again, I believe they have a bigger roster with Ben 10. They could do Chowder, Flapjack even.
Bro, just anything that's under the Cartoon Network. Not only that,
Umbrella, yeah.
Anything under Warner is fair game for them, bro.
Warner Bros, yeah, they could go the whole Warner Bros.
Literally the entire roster of any character.
Mortal Kombat goes into this.
Yeah, honestly, I would not be surprised if they added like Sub-Zero or Scorpion in there. Just for, poops.
Go back old school, yeah, cartoony vibes.
Yeah, literally. Like, holy shit, dude.
Obviously without the blood and the neck breaking type of stuff, but they can still do it. Like I wouldn't be surprised. So that's very exciting too. And they supposedly already had like 2 alphas.
Yeah.
Alphas.
The beta's almost alphas. They had the original, I think, a couple of weeks back, and they recently just did their alpha. Yeah. And they're already
planning for their beta.
Yeah, they're already planning for their beta sometime.
Yeah,
during the end of spring, or
I think that was the time
or something like that.
Yeah.
So, and dude, the nice thing is it's gonna be free to play, bro.
Yes, that's
free to play.
And obviously, with that comes the battle pass and buying of the skins or any other little things like that.
It's all cosmetics, though.
Cosmetics, yeah.
For now, right?
Yeah.
Quote unquote. For now, it is all cosmetics. But I think they're planning just to add skins and like calling cards and all that stuff as the only thing you could actually buy with cosmetics, other than the battle pass itself.
Yeah, because I think there was cool things too, where like even when you get someone off the map, there's cool little cosmetics emotes that pop up in the air. One of them, I think the one they specifically showed was like when you knock the character out, you get that beam that shines out. But then Porky Pig saying that's all folks comes on.
Yeah, when you get knocked out, yeah. You get those type of animations pretty much added in.
So
that's part of the cosmetics, of course. Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm just interested in like, because, oh man, Metaverse, if they play their cards right, dude, it might be really successful, honestly.
You keep saying metaverse,
multiverse. I keep saying metaverse. Right? Pretty much, though. So, I guess it.
Yeah.
Multiverses.
But yeah, I mean, this one, I'm definitely more excited for multiverses than I was for All Stars. So that's definitely something to keep an eye open for coming out. And now for the real meat of the episode. Let's start off with the one we actually saw 2 weeks ago when we went to go see Doctor Strange. One of the trailers that came on before the movie started. And I believe right when we got to our seats, it was like the first trailer that we saw coming on.
And I like how as soon as it fucking popped up, we looked at each other.
We both made direct eye contact. We're like, yes, so we finally have a trailer for Avatar, the Blue People from Pandora, continuing the story called Avatar, The Way of the Water. As of right now, the release date is set to be in December. There's no official day yet, but they're just saying December.
Of 2022. Not of 2022.
Of 2022, yes.
Hey, we put that in perspective.
Yes.
Because, goddamn, if they told us it came out in 2023, it would be like, what the fuck? Why even tell us you got me?
That's a big tease. And I was not going to be happy.
Like, goddamn, it looks this good. And you guys are a year away still, more than a year away still. Jesus.
Yeah. So we saw them being able to fly in the original one with those dragon things and ride a bit on the horseback. So now the fact that we're going in a completely new terrain almost, because we're still seeing them on land. We're still, I believe, seeing a little bit of the repercussions from what happened in the original, from what it seems. Mm-hmm. And obviously time has passed, so things are getting modernized. I believe they're all getting weaponized. Even the whole experiment with creating their own avatars to be able to walk in this world is going to be used a lot as well.
Yeah, that's what I think it's going to go down to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because how the first Avatar finished, it ended in kind of in an ambiguous way where they could literally go anywhere, pretty much. So I just want to know where this leans into. And I wonder if we're going to lead into like that. That mental and strain of issues that I would imagine, transferring your body, your actual human body, into one of those avatars.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And then vice versa. Maybe it could be reversed engineer where the blue guy wants to be a fucking human. You get me? So who knows? Maybe something like that could get teased. I know we saw, what's his name? The main characters had a kid, I believe.
Yeah, who is human, right? So
I don't know how that's story. Hopefully that's not a plot hole. You better explain that. That makes no sense. You're both blue people.
That's true. He ended up just fully transferring his entire mind, body, soul into this new avatar that he had. Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited. I love the movie from 2009 and the fact that we are now here 13 years later.
It took him fucking 13 years, bro, to even announce another one.
Yeah.
Supposedly, what's his name? Joe Cameron. This is supposed to be like a fucking 5-6 series movie too. So
yeah, so and I get it's a lot of like CGI type of stuff coming through it, but you got 13 years, Jesus.
He was waiting for the technology to progress even further from what that original was.
Yeah, they probably also had it earlier too, but then obviously pandemic hit.
Yeah, but still, man, that was, you get me? Dude, that's what the pandemic's only been, if you put in perspective, out of the 13 years, it's only been 2. They could have done it way before that, a whole decade before if they wanted to.
It's been like 3, bro.
What?
Pandemic? Oh no, it did hit 2020. Yeah, but again, but look at how much we saw everything get delayed, from games to movies, and the movie industry got hit hard.
No, I get specifically. Tito, I get that in perspective wise. Yes, I do that. But why couldn't they release it 5 years ago before any of this came up, or six, 7, or yeah?
No, I get what you're trying to say. You get me? But what if they just finally almost had it ready 2 years ago, and then pandemic hit, and once they saw all these movies getting delayed, they're like, there's no way we're gonna set this out with everyone else. Yeah, it's now gonna have to be major competition. Set it out when you know everyone's able quote unquote everything is stable enough where you're gonna be able to make your money back compared to what you just spent to make this movie.
I could see that being feasible and like a makes sense type of shit.
Yeah.
For sure. It doesn't make sense waiting this long, in my opinion, because the technology probably was already set, dude. About 6 years ago.
Well, yeah, I mean, the original looked pretty freaking awesome for an 09 movie. I mean,
it did take them, I'm not gonna lie, they did say it took them like 2-3 years to make the fucking movie.
Yeah.
So if I put it in perspective, if they waited another 2-3 years for technology to continue advancing the movie theaters, they could have still done the movie again 6-7 years ago, even with that current technology, even taking 2 years to make the movie.
True.
I'm not saying it's a little too late. People already fucking way lost interest in this movie franchise.
I'll also rewatch it, to be honest.
Don't get me wrong. Like, because it's like, it's been so fucking long.
Yeah.
People are gonna watch it, but 2, all right, cool. Let's see how this goes. You get me, type of shit.
Yeah.
I think people are just accustomed of like, if there's gonna be, a series of movies coming out, they want it, either every 2 years, every other year, something like that. Yeah, I hope fucking Avatar 3 doesn't come out another 13 years from now, when I'm fucking
it's kind of 50. It's kind of the same thing like what we do with games. Like, all right, if you're gonna send another expansion, put it within like 2 years. Once I know I've already ran 2 years with this expansion, you got me?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to go back to a game that's already 2-3 years old and fucking add content to it. It's like in that perspective.
Yeah.
When it comes to movies.
Yeah. Let alone too, I mean, the way of the water. So we're definitely going to be seeing the sea creatures that live in this world, because we didn't really get any idea what.
I don't think we did like actual water creatures. I don't think we dealt with any.
No, we didn't. Because we got that giant panther, we had the horses, we had the flying bird dragon, the rhino thing. I forgot about the rhino thing. Yeah. So hopefully, I mean, I'm just excited.
I'm excited too because it does look good.
It does look good.
Its story, I want to see where it progresses for sure.
Yes. I'm still gonna go in very glass half full instead of half empty. I'm gonna be more on the positive side, but
no, I'm thinking of the positive side. I'm just thinking like, why so long? That's the thing. That's what gets me. You get me?
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, dude. Like, this would have been dope a few more years back, but
yeah,
I'm still interested. Don't get me wrong. Like, me personally, I'm still interested because the movie is still fucking fantastic.
Exactly.
It still holds up. It's still one of the top 5 most, highest grossing movies of all time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
To say without that, it's probably going to flop. I don't think it will.
Yeah, I don't think it will.
I don't think it will.
All right. And now moving on from that, we also got a trailer for She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. Mm-hmm. The official trailer. So we are now I mean, we spoke about this a couple of times that She-Hulk, She-Thor were making their way into the event. What are we calling
MCU.
it? The MCU. Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. Yes, and we see that our main character, obviously, she's in the headlines a lot, but she doesn't really like that. She's more reserved. She would like to be behind the scenes, still doing her job, if that makes sense. And as time progresses, a little bit of spoilers if you're not aware of how She-Hulk works. Unlike Bruce Banner, who was made Hulk by gamma radiation, She-Hulk was made by blood transfusion, specifically because our Hulk is her cousin. So I wouldn't be surprised he somehow donated blood for her after she got into an accident or something.
That's the only way that was going to happen, yeah.
Yeah. And because of that also being the thing, she was introduced by blood instead of radiation. She has a little bit more control quicker of her Hulk.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you have Bruce right there helping her, coaching her, with her abilities. Yeah. And the thing too, another thing, as our Hulk gets stronger by anger and frustration, She-Hulk is pretty much just stable the entire time, depending on just her physical body. So there's just that, if people don't know about She-Hulk a little bit.
Yeah, that ending part. The stronger she gets in her human form, like, you know, she bulks up and shit like that, the stronger she'll be in her Hulk form, pretty much.
Yes.
If you want to put it in simple.
So she has to Hulk out normally before she hulks out Hulkly.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah. In literal terms.
Yes. And She-Hulk is also supposed to be a little bit more comedic than anything. So
yeah,
I'm not
that's literally
anything.
Her character.
Yeah.
If you go by her comic book, she's known to be almost like Deadpool. She likes to break the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Talks to the audience and shit like that. I don't know if she's gonna do that in this show. I hope she does, because it's not gonna be, you know, true to the comic and shit like that. The CGI looks a little bit like it's not finished. Don't get me wrong; they need to polish it for sure.
Yeah.
There's some things that look like they look too cartoony, and they kind of don't feel like they fit. If you get what I mean.
I do, yeah.
And that's why I was like, what I was telling you originally, like, it was like a yikes, because I was like, oh, it looks like it's not finished.
Yes.
And I hope that's not the end already. I hope they're polishing it.
I hope so too. I mean, it's not too late. Like I've said before, we've bullied other major movie companies into changing certain things.
I know they definitely fucking bashed the shit out of it because of that, the CGI. They're like, oh, like, we can't wait for the story. Like, I hope it's funny as well.
Yeah.
I hope they don't force humor as well, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's just like, you know, people are hoping too, since, you know, she's an attorney and shit like that, that we maybe get another cameo from the Daredevil himself.
Oh, that's right. Mm-hmm.
You know, them versus each other in an actual lawyer versus lawyer setting type of thing. So it would be nice. And of course, part of the comic books as well, she does high profile, pretty much clients, like superheroes, pretty much.
Yeah, mainly.
So she like covers their asses and stuff like that. Like, oh, why did you destroy this building? You know, like, I had to, because either way it was gonna get destroyed, or some other, you know, alien thing was going through it already. You got me? It was gonna come down regardless.
It really was.
So stuff like that. You got me? She's like trying to defend her.
Yeah, and we also see a returning villain. We see Abomination in both his human and monster worlds. We also get a little glimpse, if you don't know She-Hulk's comic area, we get to see a character called Frogman. Who I'm not sure, is he a villain or a hero? He's a villain, right? And I believe her main her main villain, like we always have, like Wonder Woman has Cheetah, and Superman has, oh my god, like a lot. Well, he has a lot, true, but I mean like Batman and Joker, that type of stuff.
Superman is Darkseid, if you want to put it in that perspective.
Darkseid, thank you.
Or Brainiac or something like that.
Yeah. She-Hulk actually has a character called Titania, which we kind of get a quick glimpse at, who is the one who breaks through the wall, I believe, while they are in court.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And there's also seems to be another character that She-Hulk is about to punch, who's on the witness stand. Yeah, just getting questioned in the middle of court.
You see teases as well as Abomination as well.
Yes. So that's very exciting to see. But like we said, hopefully they fix up those little tweaks that we mentioned before, like CGI and stuff. No forced humor, but still is able to break that fourth wall to keep that authenticity of it.
I hope so.
I know. I hope so.
Am I having high hopes for it? Yeah, I think so.
Oh, 100%. Because
I hope it does well. Like, because, and I think this show will not impact the main continuity of what's going on in the MCU like universe. You get me? You know how like the consequences of what happened in the Spider-Man movie led to Doctor Strange and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
So like that. I don't think this is gonna be a show of consequences. If that makes sense.
I don't think so.
I don't think it will.
No,
I think it stays like that because it should. It should stay in its own little bubble.
Yeah, I feel like it's just the introduction of this character, getting to know and fall in love with this character before they find any way of introducing them to the main bigger picture besides being Bruce Banner's cousin. Yeah.
So I think that's what they probably pretty much did with Moon Knight and She-Hulk right now. They just want to see like the audience's reaction to it.
Yeah.
Where they fit inside the MCU whenever they do include them. If they include them.
Yes. Because even right now, I'm not going to lie, I'm watching Moon Knight and it's kind of a little rough for me to watch it because, again, I understand it's focusing on Egyptian mythology and stuff, but it also kind of seems like they're focusing a little too much on the mythology, where it's starting to seem more like of a history lesson than it is a superhero show.
And I think that's what people said, like the first few episodes of Moon Knight, like they're very, they're not that great. It's a lot of like going back and forth, a lot of history, a lot of shit, a lot of context.
Yes, and we barely see the suit. I can't tell you what episode I'm on. I think I'm like on episode 5 or something.
You're pretty much almost done at that point, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it like 6-7 episodes?
Hold on, I'm double checking right now to make sure. I'm on episode 4 of the show. But yeah, like in those 4 episodes, we see the suit 4 times, maybe 5, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm not really seeing a lot of it. We're getting a lot of names, and we see, like, again, because he works in a history museum, he wants to be like a guide for the Egyptian mythology area of the stuff.
And I think that's what makes the show supposedly people liked about it in that perspective. It's such a clusterfuck because this man is literally has multiple he has that personality disorder.
Yeah.
So that's what I think people are like it's kind of, it makes sense why some stuff doesn't make sense.
Yes. And and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to sit through it so I give it my full attention and like fully understand it all before I just like quit halfway through.
Yeah, like and completely judge it just on the first like 3 episodes. Like that's one of those. I think this is one of those shows where you have to watch it literally from beginning to end to fully grasp everything together.
Yes, and it's only 6 episodes, so yeah, I'm definitely like halfway. I'm almost done. But yeah, I'm a little questionable on how they're gonna proceed with Moon Knight. As of right now, I'm a little questionable on how they're gonna proceed with Moon Knight. Don't get me wrong, like it does have some pretty cool scenes. Like I get how the whole personality shift that they're working with works in the show, and it has this very like good comedic moments as well. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just trying to finish it before I give a full review.
Give it a number from 1 to 10.
Yes.
Yeah. Think, oh, it's a 4. Be like, it's not though.
Yeah.
It could be, maybe. I don't know.
Yes. But again, on our final topic, that I was very excited to see, we finally got some gameplay for Gotham Knights, specifically 2 out of the 4 main characters that we see. We got to see some gameplay for Nightwing and some gameplay for Red Hood.
Oh yeah, dude.
Red Hood, last time we saw him was in Batman Arkham City, where we get the reveal on who he is, and we see him just disappear pretty much at the end of it. This is supposed to be his comeback after... Ow! I'm just a mess today. This is his comeback after the whole... what he left, because now so part of what he does is still the vigilante stuff, but he also has some weird mystical abilities because he was in some weird brotherhood that was able to teach him to control that type of stuff after.
Yeah.
And obviously Nightwing, who's very more acrobatic, Dick Grayson. So we got to see some of their fighting skills. Obviously, like I said, Nightwing is very quick, acrobatic, quick takedowns and stuff. Red Hood is very more aggressive, militarized with weapons. Exactly. Yeah. And the cool thing that we also see in this trailer is that, yes, you could play it solo, shift between characters, but you could also play it co-op with another person, which is what we were originally very doubtful about.
We were doubtful about that. Like, oh, I wonder if it's going to be co-op or multiple players could play, since there's multiple characters to choose from.
Yeah.
So,
but again, that's also going to change the entire gameplay of it, because depending, like, you're mostly playing as Nightwing, your partner is mostly as Batgirl, and then you guys switch it up next playthrough. I'm now Robin, you are now Red Hood. You got me? And it's different fighting styles, different abilities and stuff. You could actually edit your hub even to have your map either like on the left corner or the top right corner.
Yeah, I'm seeing
your health bar and stuff. And the cool thing about the gameplay as well, I keep saying the cool thing, I just love the whole trailer. Just like the whole demo. They show you certain fight scenes, like certain scenes on how you could attack these scenarios, I guess. Like how you would dive down with Nightwing and take out this massive wave of enemies, or how you would dive down as Red Hood and take out these massive wave of enemies. And from what I'm seeing as well, like what we love from the original Batman games, different things you could do throughout all of Gotham, whether it be like fighting the Penguin and specific side missions with Penguins, specific side missions with Riddler, and so on and so forth. So being able to do that as well, and probably even have to do specific things with specific characters. So you have to probably learn how all of these characters work is going to be very interesting as well.
I'm wondering too, if you could swap between, for example, if we're both in a fight, I'm thinking like a demon right now. Like if you're in the middle of a fight and I automatically switch, can I just...
Oh, you're an asshole. You would be such a dickhead.
Or you're jumping somewhere and I jump just to kill you, then swap back to my character.
I mean, no, I think for like...
funny.
It would be funny.
I would play just to fucking you, dude, honestly. Just to make the longest gameplay ever.
I know, you really would. You'd be a nightmare to do that with.
Nah, dude. It does look cool though, literally. Like all the stats and all the equipment that you put, literally. It's just it's very, and there's a crafting system, it looks like, and you could put mods and change suits and shit. So
yeah, so that's the other cool thing too.
In that end.
Originally with the Batman games, you don't really do anything specifically with suits besides specific upgrades that come through the main storyline.
There's just costume changes as well.
Yeah, there's just costume changes. And here you have actual different suits that give you different stats and bonuses and abilities. Yeah. So that's obviously cool where you could go more tanky or you could even go more speed with. You got me? So that's
a lighter suit for speed and or a more dense suit if you're going in full heavy throttle.
Exactly. So that's more aspects to the different gameplays that you could do as well. So that's super exciting. But I mean, that's really it. I definitely recommend to go watch the gameplay demo. There's so much information that I don't want to fully just dive into it because I will take another half hour, if anything, if I could. But yeah, I mean, do you have anything else? Any other stories you want to quickly talk about?
No, not really, honestly. Like nothing specific that I want to hit or anything like that.
All right. So then at that point, where can people find you, Leche?
People can find me on Instagram at Leche Minuesa, or you guys can find me at Twitch on twitch.tv/TechnoFreak95. And how about you, Tito?
People can also find me on Instagram and on Twitch at 1alphapenguin. You guys can follow the podcast on Instagram at takeasip_pod. And even on YouTube, youtube.com/takeasip. As always, logos are the same throughout all of the social medias. All the links for our social medias as well are in the description below. So please take a look at that. I mean, if you're in the Boston area, I don't know how everything is outside. Weather's getting warmer. So enjoy the weekend. Still wear sunscreen, drink a lot of water.
And super hot.
I'm going to take a little moment for myself. It is my birthday this weekend. So I'm super happy about that as well.
I'm turning 30.
No, don't put that negative energy. Well, my body feels like it's 45 at this point.
Already in the 40s.
My body's already in the 40s. It's a whole decade ahead of me. But yes, I am turning 27 within 2 months. Within 2 months, Leche will be joining me in the 27 club. But yes, so we will be partying this weekend. Leche, get your liver ready. I already asked for my day off at work, so there's that. Yes, little barbecue, beach theme party, and it's a surprise for my aunt too. We're celebrating my aunt's birthday was like a few days ago, so gonna surprise her with the party as well. But yes, as always, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you. Leave a review, like, subscribe, share with a friend. Whatever you guys do. And we will see you all next week. Bye-bye.
See you guys.